10 real haunted places caught on camera, terrifying evidence. Shadows of the past. Welcome to the shadows of America. A land of bright cities and endless roads, but also of silence, ruins, and haunted places. Tonight, we explore 10 locations where history refuses to rest. Places where cameras have caught evidence, frightening glimpses of the unknown. So turn off the lights, sit back, and let's begin. 1. The Amityville House, Amityville, New York. At first glance, it's just a house. A Dutch colonial with slanted windows, sitting quietly on Ocean Avenue. But behind those walls lies one of the most famous haunting stories in America. In 1974, a brutal crime shook this home. The DeFeo family was murdered inside their beds. A year later, the Lutz family moved in, and almost immediately, strange things began to happen. Cameras inside captured glowing red eyes in the windows. Objects moved on their own, and a childlike figure appeared in photographs, standing at the top of the stairs when no child was there. Paranormal teams still argue about the evidence. Was it real? Or was it the power of suggestion, magnified by tragedy? But one thing is certain, Amityville remains a chilling symbol of the supernatural. 2. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Massive stone walls, iron gates, once one of the most notorious prisons in America. Eastern State Penitentiary was built in 1829, designed for strict solitary confinement. Prisoners lived in silence, their only company their own regrets. It closed decades ago, but visitors say it has never been truly empty. Ghost hunters have recorded screams echoing through the cell blocks, dark figures sliding past open doorways. And one video shows a black shadow racing into a wall, vanishing in an instant. Tourists often report feeling watched, as if the souls of prisoners still pace their cells, longing for freedom they never found. 3. The Queen Mary, Long Beach, California. Once called the Gray Ghost, the Queen Mary sailed as both luxury liner and war vessel. She carried soldiers across the seas and returned with countless stories of tragedy. Today, she is docked in Long Beach as a hotel. But her decks are not silent. Visitors have heard footsteps echo across empty corridors. In the pool area, long drained of water, ghostly children are said to appear. One recording captured a faint laugh echoing through the chamber when no children were there. The Queen Mary holds echoes of joy, sorrow, and loss. And those echoes have never faded. 4. The Myrtles Plantation, Street, Francisville, Louisiana. Shrouded in Spanish moss, the Myrtles Plantation is often called one of America's most haunted homes. Legends tell of Chloe, a servant who wore a green turban. After a tragedy, she was said to linger on the grounds. In the 1990s, a famous photograph was taken outside the plantation. Between two buildings stands a figure, transparent, dressed in what looks like Chloe's attire. To this day, the image is debated. Visitors claim to see faces in mirrors. They hear footsteps in empty hallways. And some even say they feel a hand brush against their arm when no one is there. Whether legend or reality, the Myrtles Plantation carries stories that refuse to die. 5. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky. High on a hill stands Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Once a place for tuberculosis patients, now a place of shadows. In the early 1900s, tuberculosis swept through America. Thousands died in these walls, and some say their spirits never left. The Death Tunnel, an underground passage, carried bodies out of the hospital. Today, cameras capture glowing orbs floating through the tunnel. Dark shapes linger at the end of long hallways. And one chilling video shows a shadowy child darting across the floor. Waverly Hills is not just a ruin. It is a reminder of pain, sorrow, and restless souls. 5 places, 5 haunting stories, and each caught on camera. But our journey is only halfway done. The darkest secrets lie ahead. Stay with me as we descend deeper into the shadows. Spirits in the shadows. Welcome back. If you're still here, You've braved the first half of our haunted journey. But now, the stories grow stranger, and the evidence grows stronger. 6. The Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. Imagine a mansion that makes no sense. Staircases that rise into ceilings. Doors that open into nothing. Windows that look into walls. This is the Winchester Mystery House, built by Sarah Winchester, heiress to the rifle fortune. She believed she was haunted by the spirits of those lost to Winchester rifles. To confuse them, she built endlessly. A home without logic. A home of fear. Visitors report footsteps when they are alone. Doors slam shut by themselves. And cameras capture shapes moving down impossible hallways. A house of ghosts built to keep ghosts away. 7. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Weston, West Virginia. Once housing thousands of patients, the asylum's halls are vast and cold. But the silence here is heavy. Paranormal groups have recorded voices calling their names. Dark shadows pacing the wards. And in one unsettling video, a wheelchair rolls across the hall without a single hand to push it. Visitors often describe sudden chills or feeling as though someone is following them. Perhaps it's the spirits of patients who lived and died within these walls, forever reaching out for someone to hear them. 8. St. Augustine Lighthouse, St. Augustine, Florida. The oldest city in America holds one of its most haunted sites, the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Tourists climbing its spiral stairs hear children laughing. Others feel sudden cold gusts, even on warm nights. And some cameras have captured shadowy figures peering down from the tower. The story goes that 2 young girls drowned near the lighthouse, and their laughter still drifts through the air. When investigators rush to the top of the tower, no one is there. 9. The Whaley House, San Diego, California. Called one of America's most haunted houses, the Whaley House has a tragic history. Built on the site of old gallows, it carries the energy of death. Tourists report figures appearing in mirrors, windows reflecting shapes that shouldn't be there. One chilling video captured a man in 19th century clothing staring into the lens, then vanishing into thin air. The Whaley House isn't just history, it's living memory. 10. The Bell Witch Cave, Adams, Tennessee. Our final stop takes us deep into legend. In the early 1800s, the Bell family claimed to be tormented by a spirit, the Bell Witch. She spoke, she cursed, she struck fear into the entire community. Today, near the Bell farm, a cave remains. Inside, visitors hear whispers. Shadows dart across stone walls. Cameras capture glowing lights and eerie movement. Some say the Bell Witch still lingers, mocking, waiting, watching. 10 places, 10 stories, 10 pieces of chilling evidence. From prisons to mansions, from ships to lighthouses, history has left more than memories behind. It has left shadows, whispers, and restless spirits. The question is not, are they real? The question is, will you believe the camera or your own eyes? So next time you pass an old house or step into a dark hallway, listen carefully, because in the silence, something may be listening back.